Hello, welcome back to our channel. Today we'll be learning about the diminishing marginal utility, the most important theorem in the economics. I'll be just sharing you the screen in order to make you understand better.
So, we'll be learning diminishing marginal utility theorem in a very simple form, and I'll not be taking much of the time to make this theorem explained. Okay, so let's start. So, it is diminishing marginal utility. So, what do we really understand by the diminishing marginal utility? So, we'll be just learning by the name first. So, when we actually go, what do we understand by diminishing? Diminishing is a word which really explains that it is decreasing. What do we really understand by the diminishing? Diminishing means decreasing. And let's understand what is marginal. What do we really understand by the word called marginal? Marginal means it's an additional, correct? It's an additional. And utility means the amount of satisfaction. So by the name, what have we understood so far? The diminishing marginal utility. So diminishing means decreasing, and marginal means additional, and utility means satisfaction. Okay, so before we start understanding the theorem, let's know who is the founder or author of this diminishing marginal utility. So Alfred Marshall was the scientist who has introduced this diminishing marginal utility theorem, and it is very important in economics to understand economics. All right, so now let's understand what is diminishing marginal utility. Okay, right. I'll be just giving you the basic example so that would be easier enough to understand this. So let's say there is a shopkeeper. Okay, there is a shopkeeper and there is a customer. Here is a shopkeeper and here is customer. So let's understand the shopkeeper is having 10 apples. Okay, and customer wants one apple to consume. And now the shopkeeper says if you purchase one apple, the one apple's cost is 50 rupees. So now shopkeeper says all these 10 apples, if you can able to consume in a single go, you just have to only pay 50 rupees instead of taking one apple. If you consume all the 10 apples or if you eat all the 10 apples, you would have to only pay 50 rupees. Okay, so customer has agreed to that. So what customer will do, he started consuming first apple, he has got the satisfaction, then he started consuming the second apple, he started deriving more and more amount of utility or the satisfaction in the third apple. After consuming of first and second has been done, now he started consuming third apple. So by consuming first and second and third apple, the amount of satisfaction which he has derived was 95%. Okay, so he could have even accommodated one more apple. So adding to that, it's, let's say it's 5 more percent. So accumulating all this consumption of 4 apples in the 10 apples, that has been giving the utility of 100%. So what do we really understand here? Out of 10 apples, the customer has got the maximum satisfaction by just consuming 4 apples at a time. But shopkeeper was saying that you're left with 6 more apples, you have to consume that. So customer said, okay, I'll try with the fifth one. But after consuming the fifth apple, the satisfaction level started decreasing instead of increasing. So it has decreased for 30%. 30% minus out of this 100%. So, and he has started consuming the sixth two. So at this particular point of time, directly it has reduced for 40%, including this 30%. That means it is cumulatively 70% out of this 100%. So now seventh apple, when the customer started consuming, it has totally rained his satisfaction. That means he's completely feeling like, I don't like apples anymore, or I cannot consume apples anymore, right? So this has reduced all that. So rest is 30%. So by including all of this, now the utility has been cancelled. That means all the satisfaction what the person or the customer is about to derive is nil now. That means he started hating. I don't want apples anymore. I don't want to consume it anymore. So when it goes for the eighth apple, he would literally start hating the apple, the same as the ninth, 10th, right? So here is the all essence of this utility, marginal utility. So the theorem wants to make us understand that how much you consume, keep on consuming at the single time, the utility will start diminishing. So by this name, we will be understanding that what really the diminishing marginal utility is, right? This is what we really understand from diminishing marginal utility.